Hello, Taurus, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle, really looking at what is the purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, but I have a different tarot deck that I'll be diving into for each side of the connection. And I've already shuffled the advice deck that we'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped. So if you resonate more with the energy to my right than to my left, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. The point of these readings is, again, for you to take what helps and leave what doesn't. All right, Taurus, on your side of this connection, you have soulmate with the Seven of Wands in reverse. You do very much view this person as a soulmate, as someone who was kind of meant to be in your life. And because of that, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, it's hard for you to set boundaries with this person. I feel like it's hard for you to stand up for yourself a little bit more than you might with other people. I feel like this person has a tendency to bring out it's kind of like they're kind of like your kryptonite, like your weakness. Not that you're weak or that you're weak for liking them or loving them or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I do feel like this person has a tendency to cause you to second guess yourself a little bit because, typically when we're very much afraid of losing someone, it will be harder for us to set boundaries with that person. And so I feel like there's something about with the Seven of Wands in reverse. I don't know if it's that you're needing to speak up about, having your needs met, or you're needing to, like I said, set boundaries in some way, but there's something going on. Now, this person, they have truth. With the Three of Cups in reverse, I feel like this person has been a little bit withdrawn from this connection. Like they could be distant or just kind of like not as engaged or involved as they have been. With this truth card, there's something that you need to know about this person, some sort of truth that needs to come to the surface. I know that sounds really vague. We'll get more when we dive into tarot. And between this connection, you have power with the world. This connection, a big part of it is closing out some sort of cycle, some sort of karmic cycle here. And it's, a lot of the lesson in this reading seems to be about taking your power back or stepping fully into your power, knowing who you are, what you deserve, and not settling for anything less than that. So that is the overview, but we are going to jump in and see what it is that you are dealing with. So let's see, Taurus, you have soulmate with the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is for Taurus's side of this connection. This is for Taurus's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Taurus's side. One more. This is Taurus's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Taurus's side of this connection. Taurus's side of this connection, please. Five of Cups. Okay. Yeah, goodness. Okay, Five of Cups. Then you have the Three of Swords with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So a lot of disappointment, sadness. I don't know, maybe regret. That could resonate for some of you. Coming on from your side of this connection. And I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're in right now, this Three of Swords and the Five of Cups energy. I feel like you're kind of feeling a little heartbroken in regard to this connection, feeling a little bit let down, disappointed. And I feel like it has a lot to do with this person kind of withdrawing or pulling back their energy a little bit. This Page of Pentacles in reverse is kind of interesting, though. Because it's talking a little bit about like it's like you're wanting a do-over maybe, or like a chance to try again, or a chance to get it right. Maybe not with this person, but with someone else, like someone that you don't know yet. I don't know. It's like the opportunity to try again is kind of what's coming from your side here. This is Taurus's side of this connection, clarifying soulmate with the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is Taurus's side of this connection, please. Taurus's side of this connection. The Nine of Swords with the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, because this connection isn't moving forward, at least not from your perspective. It's bringing you a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress and anxiety here with the Nine of Swords. You've given a lot to this. And I feel like you've gotten not a whole lot back with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I just feel like there's ultimately kind of some frustration or disappointment about this person's involvement in the connection, how much they've given, whether they've, whether they've pulled back their energy or not. Like there's something going on here. This is for Taurus's side of the connection. This is for Taurus's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. See, because you keep investing in this, you keep giving to this, but then it's like you don't receive, or you don't get back what it is that you deserve. And so the disappointment, I feel like, is stemming from the fact that you're like, I've given so much, I've invested so much of my time and energy into this, and I just don't understand why I'm not being reciprocated. I don't understand why I'm not getting what I deserve here. But there's, remember, because I just saw the World in reverse back here, there's some sort of a karmic cycle coming in between this connection. Bear with me. I feel like I'm putting the pieces of a puzzle together. This is Taurus's side of the connection. Because you want to invest in this, but I feel like either they're not letting you or they're not reciprocating. This is Taurus's side of this connection. Yeah, because you feel, I mean, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, so Two of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse, and Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like your energy is kind of being taken for granted here. And right now, Taurus, I feel like you're super in your head about this. Maybe you don't really know what to do. And I feel like that's where a lot of this kind of like the Seven of Wands in reverse is like doubting yourself or not setting boundaries. Because you deserve more than what you're receiving in this, for sure. And I think you know that. And maybe that's why you don't know what to do, or you're just disappointed with the way that things are. I don't know. I feel like I'm putting together the pieces of some sort of puzzle here. This is for Taurus's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Taurus's side of the connection. Taurus's side of this connection, please. See, because there's the Three of Swords again. See, you had certain expectations here for how things were going to turn out or how things were going to go. And those expectations, they didn't get met. And you were left with this Three of Swords. But on the path to these expectations, you were having to sacrifice a lot of your needs and desires in order to make this work. It's like you were putting the energy into this and willing to fight for this and willing to do what you needed to here for this, but it's like this person never it was never like two-sided, or maybe it was in the beginning, but it ended up not being in the end. I don't know. It just feels like you wanted this to work, you had expectations of this working, and then it's not working out the way that you thought. But with the Empress in reverse, it's almost like it's at the point now where investing in this is you not choosing yourself, is you putting this person and your love for them ahead of you. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you had these expectations that weren't met. I feel like you saw a lot of potential in this person and this connection. And if this could be the past or this could be something you're currently dealing with, it's like you saw or see a lot of potential in them and in this. And it's almost like you're disappointed because it feels like you're not reaching that potential. Like things are not moving forward to this potential that you see. And so I feel like what happens is you give more, hoping that that will help, but it has nothing to do. I feel like that's where this like truth about this person is coming in. It's because I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with you as to why they're not reciprocating, why they're distant. The Devil, the Page of Pentacles, the Fool. You have the King of Cups here. Oh, it's in reverse though. I feel like this person pretended to be someone they weren't in the beginning of this. Or showed you what it is that you wanted to see, but then like their true colors kind of started coming out. We have to be careful with when this Devil card comes out in love readings because it can speak of attachment. And learning the differences between attachment and love is very, very important. It's not that there's not love here. That's not what I'm saying. But attachment-based love is going to be more of an attachment to the outcome of a connection as opposed to investing in something for what it is today, what it is in the moment. You know, oftentimes we do see a potential in someone or something to the extent where we say, wow, I've never seen this kind of potential before, which means that this potential is the best it will ever get for me, which means that if this potential doesn't come to fruition, then I'm never going to have the love that I deserve, right? And so we start believing that if the connection doesn't work out, that we're going to be alone forever. We're going to be, we're not going to have what it is that we desire in love. And I feel like it's important to, especially in this reading, to understand that if things don't work out with this person, and I'm not saying that they won't or that they can't, but if they don't, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be happy. It just means that it might look a little bit different than you anticipated. So, because Taurus, I don't feel like you're being treated all that well with this King of Cups in reverse. Let me see what this person is dealing with, though. This person's energy toward Taurus, clarifying truth with the Three of Cups in reverse. This person's energy toward Taurus, please. What is this person dealing with? This person's energy toward Taurus, clarifying truth with the Three of Cups in reverse. This person's energy toward Taurus, please. What does Taurus need to know about this person's energy? What is this truth? See, okay, that's why I was confused. So 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords in the World. They want this connection. This connection is a part of their wish fulfillment, or they did want things to work out or do want things to work out, but they're trapped in these limiting beliefs around love, and you both are kind of stuck in your own karmic cycles here that are affecting this connection as a whole. Think chaser, runner, right? Chaser stuck in the cycle of chasing, the runner stuck in the cycle of running. Though the chasing and the running can be rooted in feelings of being unlovable and undeserving and incapable of emotional availability and things like that, they're going to manifest in different ways, right? And so I feel like there's a lot more to this than you think. Because if this person pulled away, it's not that they didn't want this to work. It's that with this eight of swords is getting in the way. This person's energy toward Taurus. And the Eight of Swords, limiting beliefs such as all relationships end, or love is only pain, or you have to leave before you get left, or whatever the limiting belief that they have from their past is. This person's energy toward Taurus, please. This person's energy toward Taurus. Because there they are showing up as the Emperor. Because you were showing up as that Empress, and then the Five of Wands in reverse. See, they don't have balanced priorities. It's like they want this to work, or they want the long-term relationship or the love that you want. I actually feel like you guys on a basic level like want the same thing or wanted the same thing. But, and this is something I always say, is that every single connection I truly believe can work. As long as both people are willing to do the work on themselves and the connection in order to make it work. Now, of course, certain things will come up, like, just differences in values and, things of that nature. But if a connection is supposed to work, I truly believe it can. But it feels like this person wants what it is that this, is the potential in this, but yet they're not doing anything to make it work. Like not doing the work on themselves, not learning how to be vulnerable, not learning how to open up, not learning how to listen and comprehend communication instead of be defensive. Like it's like they want that, but they're not willing to do what it takes to get there. It's kind of classic. You hear it with people who are like, "Oh, well, I want to get in shape," but then they don't balance their priorities in order to do that, right? I want to lose weight, but then continue to fall back into old habits and patterns, right? That's when I talk about this a lot. 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious habits. And our subconscious habits are going to be a product of what we have experienced, what we've internalized, and what we believe based on our reality, and how our movements, choices, and decisions align with that. Only 5% of the way that we interact with our reality is conscious. So 5% of you could be saying, I want this. I want this to work. I want, the long-term relationship. I want the family. I want to settle down. But then subconsciously, they might have habits that are more self-destructive that they're not taking the time to work through in order to make it work. So there's this disconnect between what they want and what they're willing to do. And I feel like that right there is why they've kind of pulled back from this, is because I feel like the work that it takes to make something like this, like a connection like this, work is uncomfortable for them. And they don't know how to handle it because it probably requires a level of vulnerability that they're not ready for. This person's energy toward Taurus. Now, that doesn't mean you have to wait for them. That doesn't mean you have to put up with that kind of behavior, nothing like that. It just means that's, again, there's this truth of why this person seems maybe a little bit distant. So the Seven of Swords with the King, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the World. See, I feel like they're not being fully honest with you. I feel like they're holding back how it is that they really feel. Because this connection is actually quite triggering for them. It brings out it again, it makes them uncomfortable. It brings out their unhealed self. And if someone isn't ready to do the healing, instead of facing it, they're going to run from it, right? And that feels like that's exactly what cycle this person is stuck in, is running from it instead of, yeah, because there's a Three of Cups in reverse. Same as right there. So running from it instead of facing it. Now, with the Two of Swords in reverse, this is an energy of like no movement, no decision, like almost like complacency. Um, I feel like that's where there's kind of this red flag with this person where it's like, well, they want, things to work, but there's no decision making and doing what's necessary to make it work. Going to therapy, learning how to unpack their own trauma, learning to open up, learning to be vulnerable, learning to communicate, like I said earlier. So it feels like they're not being fully honest with you about what's really going on with them. Now, I will say, I don't necessarily feel like they're outright like being deceptive. They could be. It depends on your situation. But the way that I'm kind of picking up on this is that they're withholding as a form of how they're protecting themselves. This person's energy toward Taurus. This person's energy toward Taurus, please. One more. I feel like this is someone who doesn't really let people get too close to them. This person's energy toward Taurus. And maybe you know that, and that's why you've been so willing to sorry, I don't want to take those because I'm talking and I didn't set the intention. Maybe you've been so willing to like wait for them to come around or wait for them to open up, like it's like you have so much empathy for them. But look at how much stress and sadness this is causing you. You deserve so much more than this. I mean, so do they, but that's going to have to be their decision, right? They're going to have to make the decision to do the healing, to open up. And this is directly affecting you. And it's like because you do, I feel like you see this potential in this person of what could be or what they could be if they kind of figured their stuff out. But it's not fair for you to wait around for someone to reach their potential, because that's waiting around for someone who doesn't exist. The potential of someone is someone who doesn't exist. People can only meet you where they're at today. And we have to take that at face value. When we fall in love with potential, what we do is we place these expectations of, I'm going to be happy in this when XYZ, when this person opens up, when they become vulnerable, when they see my worth, when they learn to love themselves, whatever the case is. And then we consistently experience this disappointment and this anxiety and this frustration and this almost like resentment toward the person in the connection when they're not able to be what it is that we are looking for from them. Now, that's not to say that what you're asking for is too much, because it absolutely is not. You do deserve someone who is able to give you what it is that you're looking for from this person, but it just might not be in the form of this person. I'm not saying it can't be, but they've got to be willing to do what it takes to make this work, to do the healing that's needed. This person's energy toward Taurus. See, I feel like this person is really good at, like, I don't know if cutting people off is the right way, or like moving on from people, or jumping from relationship to relationship, or just kind of like leaving people behind, because I feel like they never let themselves get too close. And that can often come off as it can also often feel very personal, right? Well, this person, they came in, they did all of these things, and then they're withdrawing their energy, and they're up and like they're just leaving me behind. And the thing is that it has nothing to do with you at all. Unfortunately, what's happening is you are getting stuck in the crossfire of this person's inner battle. And I feel like they have a lot that they need to work through in order to be able to show up in the way that you are deserving. So for you, it feels like you aren't good enough because I feel like you invested so much into this and you gave them so much, and they're withdrawing their energy, they're not giving it back. And that can, of course, feel very, very personal. It can feel as if you are not good enough for them. But the truth of the matter is that they are not in a place where they are ready for you. And you deserve someone who is ready for you, someone who is willing and able to show up for you in the ways that you do deserve. Because I don't think this is a bad person, but I just don't think that they're in a place right now where they can give you what it is that you're looking for and ultimately what it is that you deserve. And that doesn't mean you got to wait for them. This person's energy toward Taurus, please. This person's energy toward Taurus. Okay, I've been feeling the need to do this all reading, but I didn't want to because I know how that can look sometimes. In this Page of Pentacles in reverse, there is something that I feel like I'm missing because it came out on your side too, and like a word I'm missing or something that I feel I need to see. Ignorance, immaturity, resentment, frustration. So to me, it's straight up immaturity. That's what's coming through here. This person isn't mature enough to show up in the way that you deserve. And this doesn't matter how old they are. Being at a place where you're mature and emotionally available and self-aware and, it has nothing to do with age, right? And I feel like this person, it's like you see what they could be if they grew up, if they got it together, if they started started balancing their priorities and making better decisions for themselves or something. But I don't really see this person doing that. I feel like they're focused way more on their external environment, how they look to others, how their ego presents itself, maybe how much money they have, how they look, like outward appearance, as opposed to how they feel. And so they prioritize their life based on those aspects of themselves and not based on their inner environment, which will eventually come back to bite them. But I don't think you want to stick around until that's the case, because Taurus, you deserve someone who can meet you on your level. And you might feel like this person is like a level above you, like you've placed them on a pedestal maybe, but to be honest, I think that you have a higher vibration than this person, because these two energies, at least at this point in time, are not a vibrational match. This person's energy toward Taurus. Maybe they were at one point, but not now. But then there's the Five of Cups. It's interesting that we started and ended the reading with the Five of Cups. It's not that they're not upset that this didn't work or isn't working. It's that they're not really being honest with themselves about how they feel. And therefore, of course, they're not being honest with you. Because the truth of this is that they aren't able to meet you where you deserve to be met. It has nothing to do with you. In between this connection, you have power with the world. This middle section, again, looking at what is the purpose of this connection in order to move forward. What is the purpose of this connection? What do you need to know in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card for you at the end. Thank you so much, Taurus, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helps and resonates with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Taurus, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Taurus.